Today I have here the Zhiyun Crane M2. Is it going to impress me? Welcome back, I am Mauro and today we'll have a look on this new hybrid small form factor 3-axis stabilizer for point and shoot cameras, smartphones, action cameras and some kind of mirrorless small form factor cameras just like my Sony A6400. Just comparing it to the bigger brother like the Weeby Lab, we can see that the form factor is really on the side of the Crane M2. The softshell case that you are getting with the Crane M2 is also really small in the form factor segment, but I would just rather throw my Crane M2 in my side pocket of my backpack. What you are seeing here is actually the max low capacity of this gimbal. From the official supported spec list, the Sony A6400 with the size 55. The Crane M2 has a weight limit capacity of 720 grams and we are looking here at around 684 grams. I will get back to it with this setup and this ND filter in the end of this video. In this case you will find the Zhiyun Crane M2, the small tripod stand, the strap, the phone holder option, the USB charging cable and mounting plate. Just like its bigger brother, the Crane M2 has a great locking feature for the pan axis, so the gimbal will not wobble so much when carrying it around. Let's get to a closer spec button look. On the left side there is a zoom option when connected to the smartphone, USB-C charging port and the side 1/4 screw mount. On the right side there is the power button and menu settings option. In the front we have an OLED screen with basic functionality, record button, mode option selector and the standard joystick. The menu settings resemble the motor strength selector, Wi-Fi connectivity, history list of your Wi-Fi connection, joystick option and the about. On the tilt axis arm you have actually spacers to remember the last position of your balance camera, so you'll have an easy time if you disassemble for carrying. A really great touch. With every Zhiyun gimbal there is the ZY app, and this is where it gets really interesting. If you have an Wi-Fi enabled camera like the A6400, you can just connect it by turning on the Wi-Fi control mode for smartphones and entering the Wi-Fi option list on the ZY app. You can actually select and scan the QR code from your camera and connect. You will not need the ZY app anymore. If you on the automatic connection, every time you switch your camera, it will connect automatically with basic function like start and stop recording. No cables needed. One great feature of the app is that you can actually select your scene mode and make a custom mode just for yourself. Pressing the plus button, you can select the dead zone, follow, control, smooth degree option, fully customizable on your liking, to achieve a perfect flow in your videos. Actually a lot pricier gimbals than that doesn't have this fine tuning option. A big, great thumbs up. This is actually the most important thing on every single gimbal. Forget all the fancy things. If I'm not able to control my dead zone and smooth degree with the follow rate, I'm just skipping the thought of buying it. When connecting your phone to the app, you will be able to run much more things on it. Time-lapse, video mode, panorama and photo mode. There is also an option for HDR, timed shot, tracking option and flip screen. Sadly, you are limited to 3 resolutions, 4K, 1080 and 720p, all in 30 frames per second. I would really love to see an 24 frame per second option. I really just don't film in 30p. There is also the option to turn on the camera image stabilization and other parameters. Let's have a look on some test shots that I made with my OnePlus 6 on the Crane M2. testing also the tracking feature, but I wasn't getting good results like I'm used with other gimbals. Not a key feature, but I have to mention it. And I'm getting back on the point where I was talking about this setup using ND filters. In my test shots with the A6400 I also used ND filters, going over the limit of 720 grams. I was actually at around 740 grams. I thought that maybe I will get through with that, but I was wrong. This is a small gimbal with small motors, and even a slight increase of the weight, balanced perfectly, can get you shaky and not so smooth images. I don't have a lighter setup rather than my phone and my Osmo Action, so I went with this. I would actually not recommend the 55mm on an APS-C body, cause you will get almost 85mm look and it's not that easy to nail this kind of shots. I would actually not recommend this kind of setup. I would go for a smaller, lighter lens in front of this body. A smaller, lighter pancake lens would match this setup perfectly, just like the 35mm f1.8 from Sony or the 60mm f2.8 from Sony that looks like a pancake wouldn't be a perfect fit. We are here reaching the maximum weight capacity. Remember, going all the way up to the weight limit, it's going to stress your motors and the footage will not look stable anymore. Long story short, this is a great gimbal if you want all the pro features built in a really small package for your point and shoot cameras like the Sony RX100 series, smartphones and action cameras. Yes, you can also mount smaller mirrorless cameras with lighted lenses, but forget any other accessories like ND filters, microphones and external screens. I would rather recommend the Weebly Lab for that kind of thing. You will also get it because it's a small form factor and you have that great vertigo mode. Remember, it's not cheap, but I would rather pay more for the completely customizable scene mode and nail that perfectly smooth slide. That was my opinion about this gimbal. Comment section down below if you have any question about it. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe with the bell icon to get notified every time I make a new video, and see you on my next one.